Today, we're talking with Synophia Tate. Everything's better when you're blessed. Stay tuned. Welcome to the Christian Musicpreneur Podcast, where we provide tips, tools, techniques, and resources to help you grow your ministry. I'm your host, Simone Henry, a business coach and mentor for independent Christian recording artists. It's Monday, and that means it is time for the Christian Musicpreneur Podcast. Today, we have a very special guest. I am going to be sharing with you my conversation with Miss Synophia Tate. She is an artist and video and music producer, comedian, mama, grandmama. This lady does it all. You are going to be so blessed when talking with her. And so without further ado, let's roll it. Here's my conversation with Miss Synophia Tate. Today we have a singer, songwriter, music and video producer, comedian, wife and mother and grandmother, and most of all, a lover of Jesus Christ. She is the CEO of BTBAM LLC, which stands for Better Than Blessed Artist Management. She is also God's V.I.P, a vessel of inspiration through positivity. Furthermore, she also has an upcoming YouTube channel segment on makeup and skincare for women over 50. God has truly blessed and gifted her with multiple talents, and she is on a mission to use them to reach his people. Her name is Synophia Tate. Welcome to the show, Synophia. How are you?
Hi, Simone. I'm so glad to be here. I'm well.
Fantastic. I am glad to have you. So let's get into it, shall we? So you wanted to come on and talk to us about what you're doing. And first of all, let's talk about your music. You are a songwriter. You do arrangements and background vocals, lead vocals, all of that. So tell us about your music and the kind of songs you write and who they're for.
Well, growing up, I wasn't a poet. I know a lot of songwriters start out as poets and things like that. I never had that gift of songwriting, and around 2009, God started giving me all these songs, and I'm like, wow. So it's definitely something that was God-given. I've always pretty much been in music. I really wasn't desiring to be a songwriter. It just kind of fell upon me. And that's when I decided, to launch out to be a professional singer and songwriter, because I was just kind of singing in the choir and doing my thing, And when I started getting those songs, I was like, this is just amazing. And I could hear something, see something, smell something, still to this day, and I get a song or I dream about it. If I don't write it down, I lose it and I never get it again. And I've lost a couple of songs like that because I'm just too tired to get up.
I hear that, right? Some people say you have to win the battle of the bed.
But as far as the type of music that I sing, I do know that, like, I do notice that when I go through different things, happy things, sad things, just like God does give me a song that ministers to me first before I share it. So I will say that I think that I've been blessed. Well, I know that I've been blessed with a special talent to write different genres. First, it was gospel music. I can do CCM. I can do jazz. I even have a rap song that nobody's ever heard. I don't know if I put that out there. Country music. I mean, I can pretty much come up with any genre. And I didn't really realize that I could do that till I tried to do it, or I would get the song and I'm like, this is a country song, Lord. This is a CCM song, Lord. So that may be something that a lot of people don't know about me, but I can pretty much write anything. Jingles, commercials. I did some theme songs for myself for different things that I've been doing. So you name it, I'm not bragging, but to God be the glory. I can pretty much tackle it and be successful in it.
That is fantastic. It sounds like God has gifted you in many different areas when it comes to music. Can you talk to us about maybe one of your most popular songs?
I want to say Rejoice. That was on my, I'm sorry. I'll straight aside. Can you cut this?
Sure, I will.
Okay. I want to say Rejoice. Rejoice, it comes from my favorite scripture, Psalms 118:24. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. And he saw fit to give me a song. I call it my top 10. No, it didn't make charts, but a lot of people really love that song. It's a danceable song. I even had like a little line dance to it when I was go out and minister it, and I have people dancing to it. So that's been my most popular, most welcome song, and I still use it today. I have a comedy show that started about a month ago, and I used it in my latest comedy show with my grandson. Okay, then.
Okay, fantastic. So I think maybe we'll get a recording of that song and play it along with this episode. What do you think? Sounds
It's
good.
doable.
Okay, so you sound like a positive person, and so what are your shows about? You said you're starting a YouTube channel, and you've got a comedy show. What do you want people to get from these?
Yeah, I've had a YouTube channel for a while. I started it when I did the Rejoice with Sin show, which was like an interviewee type of show. I would introduce my music. I would have special guests on, like pre-recorded things and things like
I was
that.
on there.
That's right, you were. Thank you so much for that. And so I've already had the channel for a little while. The comedy show came about. Thank God for my dad. My dad's birthday is coming up in a couple of weeks. He's deceased, but he's the one that gave me my humor. He was always having us laughing, and I kind of took after him. I'm like the jokester of the family, so I said, you know what, I should do a comedy show because I'm always cracking my own self up in my family, and I said maybe I'll just kind of dive out there and see what happens. And I asked my grandson to join me because he's a hoot, and if you watch the shows, you'll see. So it's basically about life, just everyday things in life that are funny. It's gospel based, and not necessarily all gospel based. It has some secular things in there, but it's clean. It's clean, definitely clean comedy. But it's just, just laughing at ourselves as humans and things that we do, and just some things that I've done over the years to make my family laugh. I kind of incorporated in that, and like choir scenes and family scenes and things like that. So at the end of all of my shows, I hope that people can take away just to laugh at life, and even when you get down, there's always something to be positive about. And so that's really what I want the show to be about.
That's fantastic. That's my philosophy too. I feel like it doesn't matter what our circumstances are, what's going on in our lives. There's always something to be positive about. There's always something to be thankful for.
Yeah.
So tell us about your creative side. What's that like? What kind of ideas do you come up with, and where do they come from?
Well, I can only mention the master, because he gave me all of my gifts, and I definitely try to utilize them. I've always pretty much been an artsy person. I love color, as you can see. And so like when I go in stores like Michael's and things like that, I mean, my brain just like, it just takes off. My brain never shuts down. I'm always thinking about the next thing, what I want to do next, and what about this and what about that. I'm a problem solver. I've always pretty much been a problem solver. So I think that's what keeps me going, and try to figure things out, how to do things smarter, not harder, how to be successful, how to just kind of utilize all my like artsy and music and comedy and things like that all together, just to kind of make it work for me. So I love being around creative people, and bouncing things off back and forth. That also stirs up my creativity as well. I love being around music and just other creative people. So
That's fantastic. I love how, like, some people can be really, really creative, especially when it comes to artistic things. I tend to be creative in more of a business sense. You give me a business idea, I can flush it all out in like 5 minutes. But when it comes to arts and music, I have a hard time. Some people know that I do sing, but if it doesn't sound, if you want me to deviate from what the recording says, forget it. It's not going to happen. So I really appreciate creative people. So tell us, you have a gift for our viewers today. What would you like to tell them about? You want to tell them about your group?
Can you repeat that? Because I had a call come in. I'm so sorry.
No problem.
Sorry
So
about that.
you have a gift for our viewers today. What would you like to tell our viewers about? What would you like them to take from our conversation today?
Yes, I started a group a couple of months ago, just for my followers. I call it it's an exclusive Facebook group, and I call it Sin's Friends. And it's where you can have some special time with me, offline. I share things with you before I share with the public, and then I also run things by you to get some feedback, just to keep me encouraged, and just to thank you as my exclusive fan and friend, for being in my corner and supporting me. And so if you would like to be a part of my group, I would love to have you. And you just hit me up at SYN@BTBAM.co, not com, but .co. And I would love to have you as a part of my group, and I'll reach back out to you.
Fantastic. We'll put that as part of the show notes, and we'll let everybody know, give them the email address to go to so that they can get access to all this great exclusive stuff. Be one of Sin's friends. I think that's fantastic. One of the pieces of advice that I like to give to artists is to have exclusive stuff for your best supporters, your best fans. A lot of artists don't do that. So I am happy that you are doing that. That is fantastic. That is how you treat your supporters well, right? You make them feel special.
That's right.
Thank you for being with us today. It was so great talking to you, and we will do this again one day.
My pleasure, and thank you so much for having me, Simone. I wish you all God's love and prosperity in this new year.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hi, we're back. I was taking notes during that. Thank you so much, Synophia, for being my guest on the show today. I was actually writing down a couple of things that I was taking from what she said, all of the different things that she does, being a mom and a grandmother, and being a music and video producer, and a comedian, and just all these different things that you do. It's very interesting to see how God can use you at any time in your life. And what we have to, you're so welcome. What we have to be open, to allow God to use us, as a person in the arts or as a person in business. We never know what direction God will take us in, because we may think that, well, I'm a singer, so I should just focus on singing. Well, maybe God is opening up the doors for you to be a producer as well, or be a drummer, or a bass player, or whatever it is, whatever He's leading. When those doors open up and the opportunities come, we have to be open to receive that gift, and know that God created us, and he can help us to do whatever it is that He is calling us to do. I think that is so fantastic. Another thing that I wanted to point out was that in the free gift that she's giving, she is inviting you to be a part of her special group called Sin's Friends. One of the things that I tell artists all the time is to, when you are building this relationship with your fans, and you want them to stick around for a long time, a great way to reward them is to have exclusive opportunities and special opportunities that only they get. Not everybody is going to get it, right? Last week during the podcast, I talked about this gentleman that I had spoken to about what he's doing with NFTs, and how he is working with a company that wants to help artists to sell NFTs in order and make money doing that. Well, in order to really get the benefit of NFTs, you know what NFTs are? They're really exclusive items and exclusive things that you provide for fans, right? And they pay a high price for getting those exclusive opportunities or exclusive merch items or exclusive songs or whatever it is, right? So you may make one or two or three of these things, right? And then never do it again. And then you sell that. What I see a lot of artists doing is that they want to give away a song, the same song that they just released, that is out on Spotify, on Apple, on all these other platforms. But then they also want to give it away, like in exchange for an email address or different things like that. Well, it's kind of hard to do that when people can just get it anywhere, really. So you do want to hold some things back and reward people for coming even closer to you, into your world. And so then, you may make different versions of the song. There's one version that's out there for everybody to hear, but there's another version that only your top fans get to hear. People who are willing to give you their email addresses, people who are willing to come to your website and buy your stuff, and that kind of thing. So that is something that I wanted to point out that Miss Synophia is doing, and kudos to her. I think that is fantastic, giving them stuff first and giving them exclusive items. So thank you so much for viewing today, and please go to all of Synophia's find her on Facebook, on Instagram. She's on TikTok as well, and she has a YouTube channel. And I think her YouTube channel is called Rejoice with Sin. All of these links are going to be in our show notes. And so you can get to know her better and about all of the different things that she's doing. I did watch some of her comedy videos, and they're pretty interesting. They're pretty cool. So yeah, she's a fantastic lady. You should definitely follow her. Thank you so much for watching today. If you want to know more about me and what I do, and if you'd like help with your music ministry, feel free to visit my website at eshemusic.com and send me a message, and I will respond, and we can chit chat and we can see how best we can work together. Okay? Thank you so much for watching today. Have a great one. See you next week. Thanks for listening to the Christian Musicpreneur podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, it would mean a lot to me if you would like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Feel free to share your takeaways in the comment section below, and join my free Facebook group, Christian Recording Artists Seeking Freedom. See you next time, and remember to take action and never give up.